So I'm back again. The topic is about sweating, as you can see on the video description here. When you sweat, are you burning calories? You have the answer also there. No, you're not burning calories. How much you sweat does not necessarily have a correlation with the amount of calories that you're burning or how effective your exercises is. But then why do you sweat? If you're sweating, does it mean you're burned calories? And if you're not sweating, does it mean that the exercise is not effective? That's a topic that we're going to talk about today. So before we get any further, don't forget to like the video, like the page, like and follow the page if you have not done that. Hey Smita, Manu, thanks for joining in. So as always, if you have any doubts or questions, do comment in here. We'll be more than glad to answer. So coming to sweating. So why do we sweat? Sweating, in simple words, is body's method or mechanism to regulate the internal temperature of the body. So we are all in a state of homeostasis, which is basically regulating fluid balance, temperature balance, etc. to a preset determined level so that the bodily functions happen properly. Now, the set temperature that the human body needs to maintain is somewhere around 37 degrees centigrade. That's the kind of the temperature that the body has to maintain. Now, if our body gets hot, or if because of multiple reasons, because of either exercise or because of the temperature outside, our body has to get back into the state of homeostasis, and that's why certain glands which will help in producing the sweat or liquidy thing, which we all know what it is, along with basically water and some electrolytes, which is excreted outside the body, so that it kind of helps in cooling down the entire body. So that's what sweat is. So sweat is produced by the sweat gland, also known as sudoriferous glands, and it does that when there is a heat increase in the body, right? So, for example, to put it in perspective, suppose if I'm exercising. Now, when I'm doing a strenuous physical exercise, because of my physical activity, my body temperature will increase. So the body has to find the mechanisms to reduce the temperature to bring back to the normal range so that other bodily functions happen. So that's how this gland comes into picture and hence produces this water and expels it outside on the skin, which kind of gives a soothing, cooling effect on the entire body. Now, so does it mean that if you're exercising and if you're sweating, you're doing it right? Not necessarily. Why is that? Suppose if I'm exercising I'm doing a heavy exercise. Suppose I'm doing a heavy exercise in an air-conditioned gym. I may not sweat so much because of the outside temperature. Does it mean that I'm not burning calories? Absolutely not, right? If I do the same kind of exercises with the same amount and same intensity and same weights, and if I do this outside, I will sweat profusely. Does it mean I'm burning calories? No, I'm doing this exact same amount of work. So sweating is just a mechanism to regulate the temperature. So yes, if you exercise more, if the intensity is more, you sweat more, but does not mean that only if you sweat, you are exercising. It also depends upon, you go to Antarctica and do an exercise there, you won't sweat as much as you would sweat, right? Now, for example, if you stand outside in the sun, even then you sweat a lot. Does it mean that you're burning a lot of calories? No. Right, so that's one thing that I want to talk about. I had a client who had enrolled for our program reached out to me saying that, you know what, I don't feel I'm doing this exercise rightly because I am exercising every day, but I'm not sweating. So I kind of spoke to him and understood what it is, and this was exactly what was happening. He was lifting weights, he was doing exercises with dumbbells inside his house, and he switches on his AC and his fan sometimes and then he kind of that's where this whole idea of this topic even came from. Now, thing which needs to be done is that, so another thing which people have seen is that there is these saunas wherein people go and they sit with so much of in a heated room of sorts, and that is often misconstrued as some kind of a weight loss therapy. It's not. Hey Anju, hi, nice to see you here, Anju. I hope all is well there at your place. Right. So what happens is that when they go in and sit in this kind of high temperature or a sauna room, what happens is that this person would obviously sweat a lot, Obviously, it is great for the skin. It helps in keeping the skin glowing. It also helps in kind of even secreting certain amount of toxins and dirt and things like that outside our skin. So it definitely helps. If you sweat a lot, the skin can become a lot more glowy and a lot more better. But you're also, remember, you're also losing a lot of water. So those much, so if you have lost 1 liter of water, for example, you're actually reducing 1 kg of weight, right? But that is not body fat. That is just water weight which has gone away, which will anyways come back when we drink water or when we eat food. That water gets replenished. Okay. So sweating is not, I've heard people even say sweating is fat crying. No, sweating is not fat crying, and sweating is not body losing fat either. Sweating is just body's mechanism to maintain the temperature. Okay. Now, when you sweat, one of the most important thing that you need to do is that, as I mentioned, sweat taste is salty, right? Why? Because it has electrolyte, salt, sodium, salt, iron, and things like that into it. Now, these electrolytes are charged ions in our body, which helps multiple things. These are like the wires which carries the electric wires, right? Which carries the current. Similarly, the salt or the ions or the electrolyte balance is basically what helps in transmitting signals from brain, transmitting signals from muscles, etc. So without electrolytes, people tend to get cramps. They won't be able to have a free range of motions, etc. So when you sweat a lot, there is a very high chance that you might lose a lot of electrolyte. So if you need to regain the electrolyte balance, it's very, very important that you need to be drinking enough amount of water, not just water, but you need to give electrolytes back to your system. What is the easy method of getting electrolytes back to the system? You can have a lime water with a little bit of salt in it. That helps in replenishing the electrolyte balance. Banana is a fruit which is rich in potassium. That's why banana is a favorite of all sportsmen. It immediately replenishes the electrolyte balance because of its high potassium content. So make sure if you're sweating profusely because of an exercise, maybe you can take a lemon water, add a pinch of salt and drink that. That helps. Otherwise, you might get muscle cramps. So that's what I want to talk about today, about sweating. Sweating is when you exercise, you sweat, but it varies from person to person. And if you are not sweating, it does not mean you're not burning calories. It's just that you're working out in a cooler temperature. All right. And if you're exercising profusely because you're standing under the sun and exercising for 5 minutes, need not necessarily mean that you've burned a lot of calories. All right. So I hope I've been able to put things in perspective. I hope you liked this content. If you have any doubts, as always, do ask us, and any content suggestions that you have. Some of us have been you guys have been reaching out to us asking to talk about certain topics. Keep doing that. I mean, it's good idea, topic suggestions and ideas for us. It'll be good for you guys also to kind of stay updated. Some of us also asked, what do we do? We are an online health and wellness company. Since it is online, we work with clients across the globe. It could be from anywhere, as long as you have a WhatsApp or an email or a telephonic connection. We facilitate the program. We give a calorie structured diet plan and exercise plans, home-based exercise plans, and help you reverse the age and look younger. Not just that, but also to manage lifestyle diseases such as diabetes, cholesterol, thyroid, PCOD, fatty liver, and all those things through a lifestyle management program. When I say lifestyle management, it involves both nutrition planning, exercise planning, and sleep. Sleep is not something that you would need my help with, but yeah, the nutrition planning and the exercise planning. So that's what we do. I hope this was helpful. As always, stay fit, stay young, stay healthy, stay safe. Take care.